And a peek into the locker room. Players soaking in the last few moments before the game. Some final preparations here. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce. All right, here's a look at the schedule for the Dallas Mavericks. On Wednesday, they'll take on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Friday, they'll be playing against Jaren Jackson and the Memphis Grizzlies.
And that game against Milwaukee, it's one that should be a fun contest. The way the teams stack up against each other makes for good basketball.
So here's Dallas's starting group. They've got Flagg. Daniel Gafford is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Washington, and it's Thompson in at the 2. And for the Rockets, inside, Smith and Şengün. Josh Okogie is out there with Amin Thompson. And it's Durant in at the 3 slot. Doris, how excited are you for this front court matchup we have in front of us tonight? Two of the best in the game.
BA, I've had this one circled on my calendar for some time. The front court matchup is absolutely special. Two big-time guys.
And Şengün gets it to go.
And that's where Şengün does the majority of his scoring. I mean, he's a problem down low.
Pass to Gafford. Back to Thompson. Here's Flagg, 6 to shoot. Launches a 3. Thompson shot is off. And here's Şengün. Outside Durant for 3. Davis with a rebound. And so Davis will bring it up for Dallas. Defeated by Detroit in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
They hit a couple big shots, but overall, there was a lack of consistency. Just not their night at the offensive end.
You know what? There was a lot of standing around in that basketball game. Failing to move bodies and failing to move the basketball is a bad formula.
Using that big frame of his inside, Smith has what it takes to be a major presence in the paint.
Thompson left side. It's rebounded by Şengün.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Well, Doris, Kyrie still working his way back from the ACL tear. Some scoring for the Mavs to replace.
BA, there's no doubt about that. But when you look over the recent history, the last year specifically of this organization, what a whirlwind. You trade away a young superstar in Luka. The pieces you get back don't remain healthy, and you had some other injuries, and then you end up getting the #1 pick in the draft, the highly coveted Cooper Flagg. I mean, what a whirlwind of a 12-month span.
Here's Flagg after Houston's three-pointer on the other end. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. There's Davis with the 3. Thompson pulls it in.
Boy, just a tough time making shots. Only 1 for 5. They just need to settle in here.
Okogie on the wing, defended by Thompson. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Davis. The 3 is up. It's hauled in by Houston, and the first season matchup for them against the Mavericks this year.
Last year shows that having the better overall record doesn't mean you're going to dominate the lesser opponent.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Rockets have become a fearsome defensive team, and Coach Ime Udoka said, our young guys were tired of losing, and they bought into it. A huge part is just shifting the mentality and doing our part on that end. Understanding how much that impacts winning, it is a non-negotiable for me. Guys?
They are bought in. Allie, we appreciate the report. Now here's Durant. He played a great game against Boston. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Durant's got 5 now.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Here's Thompson, and he also played a big role in their last game with Boston.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And the Rockets will go for a different look here. Adams checked in for Alperen Şengün. Finney Smith comes in for Smith. Eason's checked in for Durant. And it's Shepard in for Okogie. Here's Russell, coming off a 31-point game. 1:41 left in the opening quarter. To end the drought. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. The Rockets lead by 13. And you look at the shot pattern for D'Angelo Russell. Doris, lots of threes in there.
You're right, B.A. There are certain guys who believe in their ability to get hot from distance, and it can completely change the tenor of the game. That has been the story of D'Angelo's career.
Thompson finds Eason. Houston working the ball around. And here's Shepard for three. Knocks down the triple.
Well, Shepard can really spin it from distance, and he doesn't need a lot of room to launch it.
Davis probing. To the middle. And there's a 3-second violation. And with a pause in the action, here we have the best rebounding team from last year. The Rockets, #1.
Last year, this was a team that owned the paint. They were so committed to rebounding. And that's a stat you love to lead the league in.
Alperen Şengün's checked in for the Rockets. Holiday comes in for Amen Thompson. Dallas also making some changes. Lively, he's checked in for Gafford. Martin comes in for Davis. And Christie subbed in for Klay Thompson.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
Here's Russell. After the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. The three is up. Can't hit that one. And it's Houston's ball. They've got a 22-run going. What a pace. And there's Shepard. That one's good on the assist from Holiday. Shepard's got 5 points.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flowing rhythm to their offense.
Left side, Russell with one on the clock. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Houston ending the quarter with a 20-point edge. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Rockets here, they've really been putting on a show.
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. They've got Derek Lively. D'Angelo Russell is out there with Max Christie. Then there's Najee Marshall, and it's Kelly in at the small forward position. Shot clock at 5. Here's Davison. Offensive board. Pass to Shepard. Şengün, a screen on Christie. Gets the three to fall. Give him 8.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Russell. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
You can see the assertiveness right now of D'Angelo Russell. He welcomes the contact and powers and plays right through it.
And Houston making a change here. Crawford's checked in. Dallas also making some changes. Davis, he's checked in for Marshall. Flag comes in for Kelly. And it's P.J. Washington in for Christie. Down low. Stolen by Davis. They push it up 4 on 3. Over to the wing. Russell against Eason. Russell to pass to Davis. Shoots over Şengün. Davis can't hit.
Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
Here's Shepard. Give him 8 points now. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Are you serious? That is some power from a point guard.
Oh, I love backcourt players with some ups.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Marked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. So for the Rockets, Kevin Durant comes in for Adams. And it's Amin Thompson in for Crawford. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Dallas. Houston leading by 20. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
You look at the Houston Rockets, already one of the most physically imposing teams in the league last season, and they got even bigger, signing Clint Capella, of course, the trade for Kevin Durant, and bringing back Steven Adams. They're a team that nobody looks forward to facing, guys.
Leveraging that tall timber. All right, Shams, appreciate the report. Smith, he's checked in for Shepard. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Thompson passes to Şengün. Now here's Durant. Just 5 to shoot. Gafford grabs the miss.
I understand why he pulled up for the leaner right there, but the defense adjusted to that very well.
And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, talk about guys that like to go right to the rim. 80 is towards the top of that list.
Now here's Durant. 5 points in the game. And Daniel Gafford picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Dallas making a change here. Thompson's checked in.
In for the Mavericks, number 31, Klay Thompson.
Pass to Durant. Durant draws the double. Thompson with some nice D. Mavericks trail by 18. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Davis. And he gets it to go. Now 2 of 6 in the game.
Yeah, when Davis gets that kind of positioning inside, he is pretty much automatic.
Thompson, a screen on Thompson. Durant, the pass to Thompson. Here's Eason. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound collected by Anthony Davis. Pass to Flag. Outside Davis.
2 minutes remaining.
Shoots from the baseline. It's hauled in by Houston. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Coming into this, having notched a win against Boston in their last game.
Sometimes it's difficult to get good looks on the road, but they ran the offense brilliantly.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
In this league, you've got to have moves and counter moves. Grant, your toolkit was pretty complete coming in.
Well, you know, I tried to keep adding to it. It's like baseball. If they're struggling to hit your heater, that changeup will work even better.
Thompson's shot is off.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Pass to Durant. We've got 1:08 left in the half. Can't hit the step-back Jay.
Boy, he hasn't helped them much tonight, but they've gotten a lot of productivity from other players.
Thompson, the putback, doesn't go for him.
Boy, this guy has not had a great night, and it really has weighed the entire team down.
Smith passes to Durant. Over Washington. Here's an 8-footer. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Durant's got 7 points.
Well, you get a sense of how locked in Kevin Durant is. The defense not going to alter his approach.
Washington outside. Pass to Thompson. The 3. And he hits it. That makes him 1 for 6 for the game.
Boy, that's just inviting trouble. Defensively, you simply can't give him that much space.
Thompson outside. Smith outside. Soft touch off the glass. He's got 6.
And there's the length of Smith at work. Playing big on the interior.
Inside. Here's Davis. Misses the baby hook. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's Houston up 19. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Two quarters of play completed as we welcome you to take a look at some of the upcoming games on the schedule. And guys, allow me to digress. Anybody care to explain what I saw in the catering area a few minutes ago?
No, Ernie. Shaq started it. I promise you, Ernie. It was not me. I never throw the first chicken.
Yeah, I can't believe you just kidding.
Well, and time to talk now about that first half. What a dominant display for the Houston Rockets.
The key stat here is rebounding. They're way ahead in that category. They've been the far more physical team, Shaq.
Elbow sandwiches with some extra mayo on the side. Yum, yum.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Katie and Smith, the lengthy duo at forward. Josh Okogie is out there with Thompson, and it's Şengün in at the 5 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And that one good.
Boy, when this guy has got his rhythm, he can be tough to guard.
The Rockets lead by 17, and it's clear Anthony Davis welcomes the challenge of leading as the team's best player.
And it's a role he occupied in New Orleans. Now the opportunity to play more at the 4 spot. He got what he wanted and is ready to take the weight.
The fluidity, the mechanics, the purity. KD's jumper is sweet.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you, Brian. Well, Klay Thompson last season climbing into the top 5 all-time for three-pointers made and continues to knock them down for Dallas. He said, my game fits this team so well as far as stretching the floor, playing hard defense, and being a two-way guy. He's looking to add a new chapter to his legacy. Back to you.
A future Hall of Famer, no doubt. All right, thank you, Allie.
Yeah, great finish by Şengün. I love when he goes up with power.
Washington outside, fires for 3. Okogie pulls down the board.
KYP, know your personnel. Challenge the great shooter. Excellent job.
Pass to Thompson. And here's Şengün. He's guarded by Gafford. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go. And another basket for Houston.
Excellent execution coming out of the break. They've taken 3 shots and made 3 shots.
On the wing, Davis. Smith with the rebound. Smith's got 4 rebounds now. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Washington against Durant. On the wing, Thompson. Let's go with a 3. Unable to get that one.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
Pass to Flag. 4-3. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Houston leading by 21. Smith passes to Durant. Here's Okogie. Picked by Smith. Fires the 3. Okogie's shot is off.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
A streamlined rebuild for the Rockets. In 2021, they trade away James Harden. 4 years later, the #2 seed in the West, Grant.
And they haven't shortchanged their future either. Sure, they've added key veterans, but the bulk of their roster is still very young with room to grow.
The scouting report will say Daniel Gafford is a dangerous offensive rebounder. Show him, DG.
Here's Durant. Gets it to go from the corner. Durant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
So Jason Kidd's decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Eason's checked in for Houston. And Dallas also making a switch. Russell is checked in.
Substitution on the court.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Some nice ball movement by Dallas. Back to Thompson. Three-pointer. Smith with the rebound. Smith's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Geez, you can almost feel his desperation. He wants so badly to see the ball go through the net.
Picked by Smith. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. And right here, the 2K leaderboard shows us which teams made the most of their second chance opportunities last year. Number 1, Houston.
And it was just great watching them be so assertive on the offensive glass. This is a team that trusted in their ability to keep possessions alive last season.
2 minutes.
Shepard, he's checked in for Smith.
2 minutes.
Washington outside. Pass to Thompson. Gafford against Şengün. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Flag. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable, let's be honest.
Şengün, a screen on Russell to the paint. And Şengün throw it down.
Yeah, textbook work by Şengün, setting a solid screen and then getting open.
For Dallas, they've gone cold here in this third quarter, just 3 of 9. And you watch Alperen Şengün, he's a beast on the blocks, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., he throws his weight around, but what separates him is his skill. Against the best post defenders in the league, he comes up with creative ways to score.
3 on the clock, and here's Thompson for 3. That one is off. Nice D from Thompson. Up and over Russell, and another basket for Houston.
The fancy dribbling from Thompson. I mean, showing he's not afraid to take some risk on offense.
And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up. Well, Grant, in 2024, you added Cooper Flag to the USA Select team before he even played a game in college.
You know, B.A., he made me look really good, too. You know, he performed extremely well against the men's national team. And at just the age of 17, he already looked like one of the better players on the court that day.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Steven Adams checked in for Şengün. Finney Smith comes in for Durant. And Tate is subbed in for Thompson.
Boy, I'd like to see him finish that play with more authority.
And finished off by Davis.
Tremendous lead pass. Boy, that makes your teammates happy, folks.
Might be a good idea to run the clock. Hold it for the last shot.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look.
Here's Shepard. There's the triple. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Houston. They're feeling great. A 21-point lead. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that, Don. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter. Davis and Lively, the lengthy combo inside. D'Angelo Russell is out there with Max Christie. And it's Marshall in at the small forward position. And here are the Mavericks now. The Rockets getting their last shot to go. And he lobs it up top. And there's the call on Tari Eason. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Outside Russell. On the wing, Davis. 5 to shoot. Floats one.
Some very enthusiastic coverage from Şengün, using all of his size and wingspan.
Here's Shepherd. Lively with a block. And now the Mavs on the run. Here's Davis. And Davis slams it home.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
And Şengün gets it to go.
Just a menace around the bucket. Şengün is so hard to stop down low.
Şengün with a steal. Here's Eason. Finds the bottom from 13 feet out.
I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective, and they're winning.
Russell deciding where to go with it. Up top, Davis. That shot's good. Russell making the play. 15 points for Anthony Davis.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Here's Shepherd, defended by Christie. And denied! He sends it right off the glass. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Dallas. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one. And that's a one-game homestand for the club. Marshall outside. Outside Davis. Over Holiday. They get it back. Outside for Russell. Outside Christie. Davis from long range. The rebound by Shepherd. The Rockets lead by 23. Outside Holiday. Pass to Shepherd. Şengün, a screen on Christie. Here's Shepherd. No good that time. Christie with some nice D. And you look at the different kinds of leadership, whether vocal or by example. Which do you prefer, Doris?
Well, I'm a greedy type of person, BA, so I want both. Obviously, a veteran who's been there and done that is going to hold weight with what he says. But your best players have got to also lead by example. Give me both types, BA.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter. Pass to Shepherd. Şengün, a screen on Russell. Here's Shepherd. Misses, and the dry spell continues. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. To the inside. Here's Lively. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And Lively, missing most of last season with an ankle fracture. He's back in action, Doris.
I am so excited about the potential of this young man, Brian. We know he has been a defensive force. As an athletic 7-footer, he gives you elite rim protection. He's a tremendous screener early in his career. And believe me when I tell you, there are layers to his offensive game that can be built upon. His future is so bright.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Finney-Smith checked in for Alperen Şengün. And it's Davison in for Holiday. Dallas also making some changes. Thompson, he's checked in for Marshall. Washington comes in for Christie. And Flagg subbed in for Russell. The first free throw is good. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, B.A., it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have.
Derek Lively, one of those guys so easy to root for. Plays with a high motor. He's all about winning. A very team-oriented guy.
Here's Shepard. Pass to Adams. Another miss. Boy, they're in a funk right now. Davis, the pass to Washington. Back to Davis. Over Adams. Davis. That's good. Davis has got 6 points in the quarter.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Rockets.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
Yeah, this is far from the last word in the season series. Still 3 more meetings between them and plenty of motivation to square things up.
And you love to get contributions from unlikely sources. It was a bit of a breakout game for Reed Shepard.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Here's Davison. Offensive rebound. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Yeah, I love that they maintain the defensive energy even when they're behind.
Russell with the ball. And so it's the Rockets taking care of business in this one. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our entire crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for tuning in. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Reed Shepard.